Art Study Log Week 2, The Head. This week I studied the head. It was an interesting subject. It's one of the subjects that I have some knowledge, but I learned new things, and that's my objective. Every study I have the objective to learn at least one thing. First, I started with the hair. The hair was an interesting subject. I usually have a difficult time drawing the hair. I have problems when drawing the strands. It's hard to me to define where to put the lines. Always ends up like that, like a mess of lines, right? It's not the form is deformed. It makes this kind of mess, and it's hard to render as well. I don't have a good time rendering, but I learned some stuff. It wasn't learning actually. I learned it, but it's more like I click it with a information that I already had. It's like this. The hair comes out of a specific place and falls over the head. And doing that, I could draw better hair. I'm not good yet with this, but I improve a lot considering the kind of hair that I did in the past. That is like more like that and not like that. But I have the other hairs that I did. Those ones. I liked this one. It's it helped me to study braids, and you see the results in the hair rendering that I leave to the end, the rendering, because it became a head drawing, a portrait. I get too excited rendering. That is why it have few drawings, just a few, cause I get excited rendering the the hair render, and the head render. They turn out very good. I like it a lot, the results, and this is for this one. I also use Technique, I think, here, and I had a good time doing it. I didn't have much trouble, and now we have this one. This one was hard to me, and I learned another thing. I don't need there's no need to be a point that the hair came come from, but it can be a line. I did just like that here, a line where the hair comes from, and it works pretty well. This one too, I drew a line, but I'm still having the problem of the hair getting too messy. I in my hair rendering, I will explain better, but I can't give the right form that I visualize to the hair. stays, I don't know, it look like I don't know, don't look like hair. It's like just strokes on the paper, you know? And that was for the hair. But now we have the head. And the head, I also didn't draw a lot of heads. I draw them mostly in the paper, and with the head, I learn a new way to draw it, but just when I get to the digital. So, my heads are ugly. I I have this knowledge. I have a very hard time getting proportions. Sometimes I get right, but is not consistent. Sometimes I get good heads, faces, good portraits, but sometimes they get odd, like this one that is uncanny, right? Uh, the proportions are off. I have the problem with proportion, and I did first the hair studies, but even here I got the messy hair that looks just like strokes, not like hair. But those are sketches; they're not rendered. Uh, I I can that can pass, right? But back to the heads. I do sometimes eyes too big or a face too long or everything that's happened here. But the individual facial features, I can draw them. They're not ugly or anything. They're not wrong, but the proportions of the head that I have the problem with. So those were the first heads that I did. Those this one was good. Was fine. This one was again uncanny. It fall in the uncanny valley. It's kind of a curse to me. I every time I start getting the proportions, I get something wrong, and I don't know what. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If it's the proportions of the facial features, I doing them too big, too small. It's the shape of the head. I don't know, but I learned a new thing. These drawings here, I could learn anything. I didn't. In day 9 was an unproductive day. I didn't learn anything, anything. And I was kind of upset about it, because my objective is to learn something every day. So I decided to search for a method to draw the faces, and I rediscovered a method that I already learned when I was in technical art school. That is the Lumos method. Those faces are much better. The proportions are very not uncanny. I think the Lumos method consists of finding a sphere And the thing with the Lumos method is that when you find the sphere, you cut the sphere. You make a cut and you do the divisions. This method made easier for me to find the proportions, but I still got some proportions wrong with some drawings. This, specifically this, I was angry about it. You not recognizing this, kind sir, but he was supposed to be Timothée Chalamet, the actor, right? And it's not nothing alike. I got something wrong that I still can't see it. I don't know. It's not clicked for me yet. What I need to do to pass that it's not clear to me what I need to do to get the proportions right. I think with practice I'm going to eventually get it, but for me I'm still need to stylize the face to leave the uncanny valley. And that's what I did with the two next drawings, the renders. This one was my first render. It was supposed to be a hair render, but I got too excited and did a portrait. It's good. The neck is slightly wrong. The neck should be right like this, and this is needed to be like hair, like. But overall, I liked this drawing. It was a good drawing. I like the proportions that are stylized, as you can see. And about the hair, here I did hair rendering. I had some trouble doing the braids. It was difficult, but the rest of the hair wasn't that difficult. The next drawing, the last render, was very good. The hair, the skin, the proportions, everything is 1 point on the next drawing. But here was like a transitional phase when the hair looks too straight. On this side here, the hair looks almost metallic. It's like something made of gold. I like it, but it wasn't intentional. And I have the perception that when something is not intentional in your drawing, it's not that it's bad, but it's not something that you can say that it was like a thing that you did well, because you didn't mean to do that, even if it got interesting, like this kind of metallic feeling here that I like it, but it wasn't intentional. So the next render was my favorite. I got everything on point. I didn't need to use lines. I use lines here because it wasn't rendering enough to hold itself without lines. But the next one was, and it was this one. This one was the best drawing that I did this year. Everything is on point. The hair looks like hair. The strands are visible and blending at the same time, just like hair does. The skin, I did the Terminator shadow good here. It was here. I did this Terminator shadow perfectly. The feeling, the static of the drawing is like something very present. The oversaturated colors, the the character design, everything here is really on my taste. I really liked every step of doing this drawing. It was just like on the first week that I did the eye, the anger eye, the fallen angel's eye. This one was like the peak of my skills. Everything here, it's on the right level. And that's the end of this log. This week I did well. I didn't work as much as I wanted. So I'm going to take some break of the rendering. I still going to render, but not big pieces. Just like the first week, I'm going to do some small renderings, and I don't know. The end of the week, I do a big rendering, just like the first week, and that is it. It's the end of the slog. Farewell.